Okay, so I'm bringing you guys some video that's kind of fun. So, you know me, I'm an Arch Linux user. I'm a Linux user, and I decided to actually try Windows, see what issues people have. Because I hear people say, oh, Windows is better than Linux, it's plot and play. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's hard not to laugh. But I decided to actually try it, and I'm like, okay, these people have to be tripping because Windows is, I would say, is well, it's supposed to. Windows is a more mature operating system compared to Linux because it's made by people that actually went to school. It's not opened by a community of people that self-taught themselves and stuff. So I decided to actually install it and try it. Oh my god! And the experience was so bad that the first thing that came to my mind was like, "Wow, I never thought I would live I never thought I would live the day to say that, "Oh, Arch Linux is actually more stable than Linux." I wish I was joking. I will say it was really good for gaming on Nvidia's GPU, but a lot of the little things that shouldn't be a problem, like not having a network interface, a fucking proxy, no proxy in it. Copilot installing, having to write a bunch of script, having to bypass and writing HKey values to force an installation on a hard drive because it didn't want it to freaking install. Man, okay, it was fucking wild. It was fucking crazy. Imma just show you. Look, Imma just show you what I mean. Here are the videos I recorded while I was over on Windows. Just check it out. This is trust me, this is not a video you're gonna wanna miss. It was actually fucking hilarious. Here, just see for yourself. Okay, so, this is a little clip I'm probably gonna be putting in my video, and so I decided to download Windows because people say that Windows is so much better than Linux. Look at this shit. This is the new Windows ISO. Oh, it's working now? Finally, I'm fixing Windows. So I'm doing this right here. So I got the CMD. I'm actually fixing Windows. I'm actually fixing Windows, and I don't even fucking work on Microsoft. I can't believe I had to install so many shit, and I had to go through the terminal because, like, I'm pretty familiar with the terminal because I'm a Linux user, but this shit wasn't working, as you can see that error right here, and for some reason, Microsoft is actually pushing their Canary bill as a stable bill, which Canary is actually supposed to be an experimental one. It's not supposed to be something stable that you should be pushing on to people, not at least till you tested it properly. So I'm right here on Windows testing this shit. I'm not used to Windows, but I know my way around the terminal and shit, and it's kind of pathetic that Windows actually does this. Let me see if it does it again. Okay, I fixed it now. So I basically have to go through here and install this. If you guys are having this problem, I don't know, in case you basically gonna run this as administrator and just run this command right here. And it basically is going to install all the fucking tools that Microsoft in their main ISO file decided not to push. This is actually pathetic for Microsoft. I will expect so much better from Microsoft. So I wanted to check this out because there's so many people saying that last Windows update has been such a fucking mess. So I'm actually here fixing it on my spare time because I got nothing better to do in my life. And it's like, what? It's like almost the next day and I'm just bored. Actually, I remove a lot of shit. I managed to actually permanently remove Copilot and a bunch and Snapchat and a bunch of other shit. But yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. It's kinda hilarious. I've never thought I would live to see the day where I'm gonna be able to see that Arch Linux is actually more stable than Windows. This is actually pathetic. It's kinda sad to actually see this. Now, let's disconnect this VPN. Let's make an experiment. Okay, now let's go back to Floor. Let's disconnect this one. Alright, alright. Okay, so I think I fixed it, but, in the beginning, that message I was getting, yeah, it was, like, one of those errors. So I actually managed to fix it, but for some reason, all those tools were fucking corrupted or something. Like, all those fucking services did not come with the OS, and this is their stable version. I don't know what the fuck Microsoft is doing, but this is fucking hilarious. I'm actually having such a trip fixing Windows because the things that are messed up with Windows right now are things that are newbie. Like, I know Windows is not open source, so it's not the same thing as Linux, but it's kind of pathetic that me, a person who's used to actually building Arch from scratch, I actually know what's going on and I'm able to fix what's going on. But me installing Arch is actually I didn't have none of these issues that I have under Arch, building it from scratch myself. Now in here, I'm kind of more limited to what I can know about what's wrong with the PC because the way that Windows is, it's like certain things are closed, like the kernel, and a lot of things are like proprietary. So it's kind of harder to troubleshoot as compared to Linux, where you just put a command in your terminal, spits it out, and you know what the fuck is wrong, you go out and fix it. So when it comes to Windows, you gotta beat your head against the fucking computer if something happens. But yeah, it's been kind of a wild experience on Windows. I honestly don't think I'll daily drive Windows. This is a horrible experience. Who the fuck is out here? No wonder so many people are switching to fucking Linux. Like, I didn't get it. I don't know who the fuck out here is saying that Windows is better than Linux. Now, I haven't used Windows for a while, but holy shit, these issues I'm having right now, this is like newbie shit. Like, it's kind of pathetic, to be honest. Okay, another issue I found, which is a stupid issue, is okay, so let's see. I'm gonna open this. This is their official media player. Keep in mind, this is the official media player. Do you hear audio? They're so behind. They don't even accept a PCM. Wait, what's the audio codec? Wait, what is it? They don't accept FFM MPEG audio encoder. Bro, Microsoft, you're late. So I basically had to install MPB. MPB is an open source media player that actually has all these plugins that support or VCL you could actually use because audio is not working at all. So look, now when I use this, it
Her
should
ans-
now audio is
While
working.
in the furnace? I might have been taught you know him, more or less.
See, now it works. Now it's working. But you would think that with the okay, is their legacy one actually works at least? Not even the legacy, bro. What the fuck is wrong with Windows? I knew Windows was bad, but last time when I left Windows, it was nowhere this bad. What the fuck? Really? So I basically have been installing all open source software that I'm used to using on Linux, but I'm using them under Windows because Windows is so fucking bad. Oh my god, are you serious? This is so pathetic. This is embarrassing. I'm actually embarrassed for Microsoft. What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are the biggest operating system in the market share, and you guys are making mistakes like this. This is actually funny. I'm not even mad about it because I'm not a daily Windows user. I'm a Linux user, but Arsh, by the way. But this is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun. I might make a bunch of videos shitting on Windows. Shit, this is fucking amazing. Wow, 2025 people. I can honestly say that Arch is more stable than Windows. Wow, it feels like I'm in a fucking dream right now. Now, another error. Let me go away from here. So when I first installed it, it didn't have a network manager. So this whole network interference thing wasn't even on. Like, wait, let me turn it on now. Now then. Okay, now I turn it on. I had to install this because apparently it didn't come with a network interface. Linux comes with network interface, even if you use the Arch install script. Like, what? There's no network interface? And I didn't even notice that because I use Ethernet cable. So there's that, but like the wireless network, it didn't even bring with one. I was like, see now it has it, but I'm gonna turn it off because I don't use Wi-Fi or nor do I trust it. But anyways, there's that issue too. Also, I did a little something. So I basically made this. Wait, let me say Copilot. So I had to write a little regedit script that actually forces it to uninstall. So every time that you update, Windows pretty much does the stack pattern dark pattern things where it reverts all your settings. So I write a little script that reduces them how I want them and actually keeps Copilot actually disabled and all the AI features. So I have this right here and it auto runs. So I got that to solve that. So Microsoft can't really spy on you. And I had to write so many fucking script to disable all the telemetry because it goes back to normal. I'm currently uploading these so I could transfer them. Then there's another thing. So I decided to, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of Windows peasants that always complain that Windows is gatekeeping your PC, blah, blah, blah. You can't install Windows on this motherboard, and Windows is only installing high processors. So I went out of my way and I took some of my old PC parts that I have laying around. So I built a really old PC and I actually bypassed it. So basically what I did, I think I pressed Shift F10, and then I added some H key values that basically the H key values were set to 1, and I basically bypassed the RAM requirement, bypassed the CPU requirement, and bypassed the CPU requirement, and I added those H key values, and then I set them to 1 doing the Windows 11 installation script. So I was able to bypass the requirements of Windows 11, and I had and those and that other PC that I tried it, I had no issues with like compatibility because the warning is like, oh, it might not be compatible. I'm like, no, it ran pretty smooth. Plus, I optimized that computer. But I'm currently right now in like the normal PC, but I think it's fucking hilarious that there's like Windows fanboys and it's complaining that, oh, Windows is gatekeeping us from the operating system. I'm like, bro, just press Shift F10 and just put H key values. People really need to learn how to use. Just add the H key values. You could actually bypass the installation requirements. It's easy, bro. Trust me. God, I'm so fucking glad I'm back on Linux. It's so bad, and the audio and the microphone has such shitty quality. You wouldn't even I didn't even know that Linux has such better quality. Like, you guys probably can't hear it, but I have, like, my whole thing set up right here on Audacity because like, Linux is really modular. So we got all this, like I got everything to, like, my taste. And here, on Windows, there's no way of doing this to put it to your taste without having to pay for some software. I'm like, I'm not fucking paying for that shit. You can kiss my ass, Microsoft. Anyways, the microphone sounded like shit. Everything just sounded lower qualities, and I was going inside of it, and apparently it uses a lot of libraries and a lot of old audio libraries. I'm like, no one fucking uses this shit no more. Well, Windows users, so I guess a lot of people do use it, but audio was such a nightmare. And editing audio was fucking ass. I'm like, wow, so Linux is actually better at audio too. I was like, what the fuck? I thought Windows was like overall better experience, not for my taste. One thing I'll say positive is when it comes to gaming on Nvidia GPU, now, Windows, when it comes to downscaling, like not downscaling, but well, yeah, that too. So Windows, when it comes to 1080p gaming and before, it performs really good. Now, when you start when you start putting like higher resolution 140p, those games they don't perform too good. Now at 4K, it performs pretty good. However, I've noticed that when you compare it to Linux, on Linux, that you're playing at 1080p and lower, it actually performs pretty bad compared to Windows. Now, 1440p on Linux performs really well. 4K performs really well, but I think that has to do with Vulkan because I don't know, it's just better supported. And I don't know, that's like I noticed that Vulkan is used on AMD a lot, and AMD GPUs for like higher resolutions. So I think and I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, but that's my theory. What I think it is. But yeah, the only thing I will say good about Windows is when it comes to NVIDIA GPU, you get way more performance. like, at lower resolutions, like, when I switched to 1080p, I was getting, like, around 120 to 200 more frames with frame generation and all that. Frame generation does work a lot better, and the experience is a lot smoother when it comes to plug and play out of the games. You don't gotta put no crazy freaking commands like I usually do on my channel. But, yeah, it's really plug and play for Nvidia, but on an AMD GPUs, that shit was so fucking ass. I'm like, I'm using AMD GPU on Linux, and it performs really well. I don't know what's with Windows, it performs really bad under Windows. So, I can actually confirm AMD GPUs actually perform better under Linux, which that's really weird considering that they prioritize the drivers for Windows first. I guess it's the open source nature. But yeah, that was kind of my experience with Windows and experimenting around. So, only for my personal use and for why I do editing, I do a lot of other shit I'm not gonna talk about. But for all that, it pretty much I had a horrible experience. Everything was just worse, including audio, editing, quality. Everything was just worse. The only thing I would say that was better, it was gaming. Gaming on Windows definitely was better. You're getting more juice out of your GPU. You're getting more performance, and the CPU is used differently. 'Cause the thing is I remove a lot of the extra shit without damaging Windows. So, I removed some of that stuff, and I was able to get the CPU to, to ease up, but if I out of the box, it was just like, there was so much fucking bloat, and the CPU was being used for dumb shit. But the CPU utilization, I feel like if when you debloat Windows, it does perform better in Linux and in the gaming area. Now, I will say, it's because on Linux there's some overhead because you're using a translation layer to translate GRSX12 and etc. into Vulkan. So there's some overhead there, but yeah. And also the cycles. I've noticed it takes Nvidia GPUs take 1 cycle to load. But even if you remove all the bloat on Windows, games still take longer to load under Windows than compiling shaders. Takes longer, which is weird. I don't know how to explain this because technically, Linux, Nvidia GPUs takes more cycles to load, but I think maybe it's because Vulkan. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think. Vulkan. Maybe it's cleaner and lighter. That's the only thing I could really think about it. But yeah, that was kind of a wild ride. Another thing I would say also is when I was like playing a game, colors look all washed out. And it's weird because I haven't integrated, settings for my colors and stuff, but there's no way to do that on Windows. I also noticed that they put how you could basically manage different desktop, like how on Linux how you can make like different fucking I don't know how to explain it. Let me show you. So basically I could make a couple of these like a bunch of little desktops and then I could switch between them. Like, let's say I'm on a laptop and I only have like, let's say I only have this screen. Well, I could create another one and I could have my editing here. And then the other one of these windows, you got another one and I could be doing something else, which is really useful for actually for well, I said it could be really useful if you're on a laptop and you don't have multiple monitors. They added that on Windows. I'm like, "What? Windows is copying Linux now? Okay, I see you, Windows." But yeah, the colors look really washed out on their Windows. It was so bad. Like, I've never thought the Windows experience was going to be so bad. Like, I honestly feel bad for you guys. What are you guys waiting for? Man, even if I was to think about it, like if I was a Windows user and I saw Linux, like these channels running Linux and how well it is, I'm like, why? Like, yeah, it's better for gaming, but like, sheesh, it's the little things that bother you. For me, it's the little things that really piss me off, and it makes me like not be in an operating system. Like, it's just crazy. Like, sheesh, that's such. I had such a bad experience. Like, I'll be honest, I'm never touching that shit. Holy shit, I could never. It was I did not enjoy my time. I actually feel like I actually brought lost a couple brain cells being on Windows. But anyways, yes, that was my experience with Windows. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me, what's your experience with Windows? Holy shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Linux is not perfect, but at least the simple things just work. Oh, don't get me started with print. And you know what? I'm not even gonna get on it. I'm tired. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta work tomorrow. Anyways, as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, as always, stay spooky, stay weird, and tell me, do you want to see more videos like this? Let me know in the description or comment or whatever. Later.
Dim, dam, dadilam, vacarme s'en va dans l'oubli éternel. Et Gustave, dom guardiam, dilim, dididididam, lutes sera dodidam, seram. Dim, dim, da da da, dim, dim, da da da, dim.